Oh yeah. Yeah, I like this one. What do you guys think? We're going to talk about the CIVIVI knife. You know, CIVIVI, made by we, the Aquila. Well, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, guys. A knife. Yes, we've got knife in the house. You know what? I really like this knife. I'm really warming up to this. Not that I wasn't warmed up to it when I first saw it. I saw it on White Mountain Knives. I got it from them. And how crazy and cool. 68 bucks minus your discount. So what does that knock you down to? Almost takes $7. So it's like 61.20 or something like that. 62.20 with shipping being free. I got the C805B and it's VG10. There's your overall length, 8.3, so it's a pretty decent sized knife. It's as big as the Paramilitary 2. Blade length, not quite 3.5. Japanese VG10, 59 to 60 HRC, hollow grind, great. And 52.52 thick. And you get a titanium pocket clip. How about that? Comes with that. So the other CIVIVI knives, and I've got a Nadja rolling around here somewhere, but that was 9CR18 MOV steel, not VG10. And it didn't have a titanium pocket clip. So it was 42 bucks. So this is $26 more in money. So do you think that's worth it? I do. I do, because you get this and you get upgraded to VG10. Right, guys? Come on. You're on vacation. But I like this design, and I was sitting there going, where have I seen this design? I know it's a WE knife, right? But where have I seen this design before? By the way, here's the inflammation on this. The C805B Aquila, G10, stainless steel liners, and, they're gold colored. So that pops with this green. But this is a liner lock. Check the lockup. 35%. 35% at least. Yeah, sweet. And yes, you can middle finger flick it. I'll tell you what though, and you can thumb flick it, and that was dangerous, wasn't it? That is really strong detent. That is strong detent. I'll tell you what, on my detent scale, this baby is a 7.5. This is strong detent. Maybe it'll get weaker as the time goes by, but wow. I mean, it's almost impossible to finger flick. In fact, really, I wish this detent was more like a 5.5, like most flippers are, but it's not. It's a, I don't know, maybe 7, but that's strong. It's just a click away from detent from hell, So let me show you something. Took the knife apart. So here's your G10 scale in your pocket. Of course, I had to unscrew this to get it to take it apart because the pocket clip screws into the liner. In any case, so here's your ceramic detent ball, and you can tell you got an internal, of course, stop. It's right on the blade here. So you got that, and ceramic bearings captured. Okay. So I didn't take the back spacer and everything off. I just pulled it apart enough to kind of show you the workings in here. And yeah, and it came apart real good, no problem with any of the hardware, and put it right back together, and it's centered up. There's no blade play, no lock rock, no tomfoolery there, no problems. And I love the design. The design is really nice. Hey, let's get the scales down here. Let's weigh it up. What do you think? It's a decent sized knife though. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting there going, what knife does that remind me of. And to a degree, it reminds me of the rectifier, correct? On the other hand, and this is a smaller knife, right? Not even 7 inches. Then I thought, you know what? It's really a lot more like the ignition, even though this is not even 8 inches. This is 8.3. So this is like a large ignition. Although the back of the ignition, if you'll remember, and I'll put a link to my review of the ignition, yes, that's a titanium frame, okay? So, and it's VG10 steel, right? And what's the price? Seriously? $125.80? And this is $68? All I gotta say is they both got VG10 steel. They're both flippers. And this one I like better because it's symmetrical. You don't have this slab of titanium on the back and then your G10 on the front. It matches. It looks complete. And look at that back spacer. Traction on it, but it's nice to have that finished look of a back spacer. And then the good thing about this that I don't really prefer that was on the CIVIVI Corsair is the Corsair had these liners embedded in the scale, so you can't see them, which is really crazy because they're gold colored. And so it's like, well, we colored them gold so you couldn't see them. Except for, yeah, you can see this pop out this much, that's gold. But I like the full liners. Let's weigh it up. I know. Oh, crap, it went off on me again. Okay, grams, 117.7, roll around to ounces, 4.15, not bad. Of course, it's probably a lot heavier than, what was this? Okay, 3.14, so yeah. But just a little over 4 ounces, not bad. A bigger knife. Get out of here, Rex. So these are actually the exact same size. Actually, this one's supposedly just a skosh longer than the Para 2. But, I mean, for all practical purposes, they're the same size. Okay? And, you know, $68. I prefer it. I mean, I definitely prefer it over the ignition. I don't know why they did that, but look at the blade design. And look at the overall of the knife. Kind of similar until you get out here. But other than that, and it got a lanyard hole on the end, both ways. But wow, I kept thinking, I was saying to myself, now I'm giving myself credit for it, nothing I can substantiate, but when I had that ignition, I was going, if they would just make that into a liner lock and make it symmetrical with the G10 on both sides, wow, wouldn't that be a knife? Here it comes. And it's half price. It's not $125. That's crazy. And it's cool for a user. Actually, you could probably get this anodized bronze or gold or some color in that spectrum. Pimp it out a little bit. Obviously, you can go right or left hand with that pocket clip. And of course, there's your lanyard hole. Also, maybe a striking opportunity there on the end if you need to hammer something. But yeah, that detent it's crazy time detent. That is some detent, my brothers. That really is. Here we go. This is going to rip off the end of my finger or this blade's coming out, one or the other. Wow. And it was a toss-up at that point. Whoo, baby. Yeah. Very intuitive on the flipper tab. Ergos are really nice. I like the ignition too, but you know what? I like this one. Crap. Throw this out here. So, yeah, 3.5. I mean, to the back of the choil, 3 3/4. Cutting edge, 3 1/8. Where are we coming? Yeah, I mean, other than that bolster sticking way out there, it's basically 3.5-inch blade, 90 millimeters, and then 8 1/4 right there with the Para. Actually, it's not any bigger, about 21 centimeters. Now, come here, buddy. I got papers flying all over here. Let's get let's get this on here. Let's figure out what we got for blade stock. 3.16, probably an 1/8 inch. Yeah, almost right there, right on. And yeah, 0.516, so basically 0.52, which is definitely a little bit more of a handful than the Paramilitary 2, which is a 0.45. So, but just a little over 4 ounces. Para 2 is 3.8. So this is 4.1 something. It's, yeah, that's good. That's good. And how good is this? Yeah. Yeah, okay. That works. It's sharp right out of the box, isn't it? We got chunks and shards here. Okay, let's clear this off. But yeah, it's sharp. Relatively so. CIVIVI. So instead of we, it says CIVIVI. Otherwise, you get the ignition at half price and actually a better ignition because it's a bigger knife. It's still fairly light, and it's got G10 on both sides, which is good because, you know, you get the titanium and you can get snail trails and marked up and this and that. Here, this is pretty tough stuff, my friend, and nice and textured here, good and grippy, both sides. Where the titanium on the back, it gets slick when it gets wet and stuff. This is going to give you better traction overall. Man, that's nice. And look at that front choil. Now that's the way to spread them out, right? You can really get up on there. It's not one of these, you know, choils is kind of cut halfway and then you kind of got to try and sneak your finger up on it. You can just get on that. I really like this. This is the best CIVIVI knife out so far. And I know, like the Nadja, the Backlash, the Praxis, those were 9CR18, and I got nothing wrong with that. That steel is fine with me, especially if it's properly heat treated. That's really fine steel, good user steel. And you get a regular stainless pocket clip, and it's G10 as well, liner lock, and really usable. And those are $42. And then you get your discount on top of that. So you're in the 30s with that. Here you're still at like $62. So there is that $26 difference. And you got to think about whether it's worth it. I think it is for this one. The Corsair, I'm not that attracted to. But this one, yes, I am. I really like this. This, and you know, the Nadja and the Praxis are really cool. And I'm edging on the Nadja just because it comes in blue. If this was out in blue, maybe I'd get 2. But yeah, this is really a good contrast here between the gold and this OD green. Excellent. That's just a handsome knife. Yeah. Symmetrical grind on here. You know, I like it. I like the cutout in the blade because then you can flick it either middle finger, thumb, or, you know, whew. But if you live in a place where you're not allowed to have a knife that can be gravity flipped, like Canada, this would be the one you could get. I mean, if the guy, if customs can do that, well, he ought to be pitching professionally because that's going to take some might to do that. I just don't think you can do it. This one is tough. Now, I don't know how much they will vary between knives, you know, as far as detent goes, so who knows. But this one is tough. Nice back spacer, like I said. Decent size, 8 1/4 inches. 3.5 inch blade of VG10. Nice gold colored liners. You can get it in tan, you can get it in black, but get it from White Mountain Knives if you want to get the 10% discount. Like it. It came apart, went back together real easy though, so it was pretty easy to take apart. Cool. I mean, and you get a, I mean, this, it just keeps getting ridiculous though, because whew, Yeah, you get a pouch. You get a pouch with a $60 knife and microfiber cloth, paperwork, the whole thing. I mean, and the outer box. That's pretty good value. I tell you, there's so many good knives out there. So many good budget knives out there. It's just insane. The 2U Knife Bruiser and this CIVIVI, and I mean, you know, Best Tech knives. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. There's some really, really good. The Rake, the Real Steel, just, whew. I mean, it's getting wonderful. And even now Ganzo with a D2 knife for 25 bucks. Whew. I just don't know. And Steel Will, don't leave them out. Whew. It's good. And I'm loving it because it's nice to be able to get a knife that you can just grab and carry and you don't have your whole world invested in it. And so, yeah, it can bounce off the pavement, probably not even get a scratch on it. That's how good that G10, I like G10, I really do. And this feels so structural, you know? I mean, even though they've skeletonized those scales, as I showed you in the picture, it just, I like that. Rather than them being embedded in the scales, I really like the structural feel and the look of that. So, what do you think, guys? Hey, what, you took vacation or something? Okay. We're done. I'm done just blowing hot air around. But hey, this is the one I'm carrying right now. I like it. I really do. Man, it's tough not to like. And it's just like, what should I pick up? If I want to go proud carry, okay, I'll get some titanium, you know, really nice. But you know, this is one you throw in your pocket. It looks damn good. And also, guess what? You can pull it out and just use that sucker and not think twice about it. I'm thinking twice before I pull a $250 or $300 knife out of my pocket to get down on stuff. I want to use my users, and this can be that as well. All right. See you later. I'll be back like a bad dream with the boys. Because you know what we do around here? We love them knives, so stay sharp.